Thank you very much. The government of the Republic of South Africa, led by His Excellency President Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, entrusted me with representing its commitment to the just rule of law, a universal respect for human rights, and specifically the right of the Palestinian people to sovereignty, to peace, and to life. We thank our legal team for having able presented our case in a cogent manner, and we believe they've presented a compelling case before the ICJ. We also thank the court for granting the opportunity to the South African government an opportunity to present its case in real time. We believe this will be impactful, will be able to intervene in real time for the people of Palestine. Since the advent of our democracy in 1994, South Africa's foreign policy has been based on what our forebears inscribed in the Freedom Charter in 1955, when they declared that, and I quote, "South Africa shall be a fully independent state with respect the right and the sovereignty of all nations. South Africa shall strive to maintain world peace and the settlement of all international disputes by negotiations and not war." Close quote. South Africa has supported various resolutions of the United Nations and other international solutions to support a just and a lasting solution that will bring peace to Palestinians and Israelis alike. Working together with the international community and in alignment with the relevant UN resolutions and the international law, South Africa seeks to ensure a lasting and durable peace that produces a viable, contiguous Palestinian state, coexisting side by side in peace with Israel, within the 1967 international recognized borders with East Jerusalem as its capital. Our president has called for a ceasefire and a humanitarian intervention on numerous occasions in international platforms. Our foreign policy is aimed at improving the well-being, safety, and prosperity of all citizens and the achievement of a better Africa and the world. The key pillars of our foreign policy include the promotion of human rights, peace, and stability, and the strengthening of trade and investment ties with other countries. The world has watched in horror as Palestinian men, women, and children were slaughtered, blown up, buried alive under the rubble of their homes, left to die painful deaths in unresourced hospitals, resulting in over 23,000 deaths through destruction to homes, schools, hospitals, water treatment plants, and other public infrastructure that impairs the conditions of life and is calculated to bring about the destruction in whole or in part of the Palestinians living in Gaza. With the recent escalation of aggression of Israel in Gaza, South Africa has supported a UN resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire and the provision of humanitarian aid. Sadly, the world has not succeeded in stopping the genocide that is currently unfolding in Gaza. The international community has largely remained passive in response to these atrocities. Women and children in areas such as refugee camps, schools, and hospitals have been targeted, leading to a humanitarian crisis. We saw unequivocally the UN Secretary General invoking a rarely used article of the United Nations Charter, Article 99. The Secretary General Antonio Guterres on the 6th of December 2023 called on the Security Council to press to avert a humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza and unite in a call for a full humanitarian ceasefire between Israel and Palestinian militants. This plea for Ubuntu, a plea for the humanity of the international community to prevail, was simply ignored. Israel's institutional impunity was reinforced. This court must stop Israel exceptionalism. In keeping with our obligations as a state party to the Genocide Convention, our government has approached the International Court of Justice to prevent the unfolding genocide in Gaza. We have also asked for provisional measures which include an immediate suspension of Israel military operation in and around Gaza. The commitment to justice and bring an end to humanitarian atrocities in Palestine resonate deeply with the collective consciousness of the global community. The scale of these actions is reminiscent of the Rwandan genocide 30 years ago. We are here on behalf of South Africa and the global community to seek justice for the victims, particularly children, women, and the elderly. We believe that without the intervention of this court, of the international community, we will see the total destruction of the Palestinian people in Gaza. Remaining silent in the face of this, in and of itself, will be a gross violation of international law. We are seeking the court to intervene and to stop the ongoing genocide in Gaza. Today, it is common cause that the Rwanda genocide could have been prevented. Former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan expressly regretted this when he said, and I quote, "The international community failed Rwanda, and that must leave us always with a sense of bitter regret and abiding sorrow." Close quote. Rwanda stands out as a stern and a severe rebuke to all of us for having failed to address these interrelated matters. Let us not have to live and have the same regret when it comes to Palestine. We must stop the genocide in real time. This case presents the court with an opportunity to act in real time to prevent genocide from continuing in Gaza by issuing an injunction. South Africa is a multifaceted, multicultural, and multiracial country that embraces the concept of Ubuntu as a way of defining who we are and how we relate to others. Ubuntu means I am because you are. I am because Hamza al-Dadu is. You are because Dania Ab Moheseni is. The philosophy of Ubuntu means humanity and is reflected in the idea that we affirm our humanity when we affirm the humanity of others. It has played a major role in the forging of South African national consciousness and in the process of its democratic transformation and nation building. Our history is one of repression and violence, human rights abuses, apartheid as a crime against humanity, discrimination and distrust between people born on the same soil. This history enjoins us to stand in principle in solidarity with the people of Palestine. Because our history is one marked by crimes against humanity, the recent horrific scenes of the city of Gaza being transformed into a mass burial ground haunt our minds. The alarming sight of jubilant armed forces rejoicing the chants who are finishing off Gaza is an act among several others that warrant a thorough examination by the court, the honorable court that we're in. The actions taken by Israel against the Palestinians are considered by many state parties, including the state of Palestine itself, to be in breach of the Genocide Convention. Palestine has expressed grave concern over the international system's incapability to prevent acts of genocide against its people and has urgently called for actions to halt such acts. The uncompromising enforcement of the rule of law must be used to cease the ongoing atrocities in Gaza Strip. This case is about asserting the international rule of law. Our distinguished team of lawyers has expanded our case before the Honorable Court. The timeless words spoken by Martin Luther King, they ring real today. And that is what we call for the court to do when he said, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Hold true now more than ever before." The esteemed institution has an opportunity not only to reaffirm but also to strengthen humanity's commitment to justice. This can be achieved by infusing the Genocide Convention with vibrancy and bringing it to life. We trust that after hearing us presenting the facts, the legal arguments, the truth, the court will grant the protection we seek in real time and on an urgent basis. The injunction is relevant. I want to conclude again by quoting Martin Luther when he said, "The arch of the moral of the universe is long, always bending towards justice. There shall be justice for the people of Palestine." Thank you.
Come on!